Welcome to Alt News Talk Radio. This is your host, Dice Jones. Well, employers believe Hispanics and Asians are more desirable workers than blacks and whites, a report says. An increasing number of employers across the country are snubbing American workers for immigrants they say work harder and complain less than their black and white native counterparts, according to a new study. Favoring immigrants fosters workplace discrimination largely against low-skilled black and white American workers, according to the study published in the winter issue of American Affairs Journal, a quarterly journal about public policy and political thought. Well, I just want to state for the record that with Donald Trump and the administration that he is running, well, we're getting rid of a lot of immigrants, especially illegal immigrants. You know, immigrants who have jobs that they say Americans don't want, but in fact, Americans will take if they want to survive. I think that's the crux of this whole argument. We need to recognize that without immigrants, native, whites, blacks, Asians, Mexicans, and everyone else in between, we would have an opportunity to work those jobs. That the myth is that we would not work. I think that's a fallacy. There's a lot of homeless people out in the world, or in America, I should say. There's a lot of homeless people. There's a lot of downtrodden people. There's a lot of people who would probably take any job if they had the opportunity. But in fact, a lot of the illegal immigrants and immigrants that come from other countries get the jobs over Americans. That is a major problem, and I can tell you that it is one and only one reason why I would support Trump in that fashion. Get rid of immigration, reform it, fine-tune it, whatever you have to do to where these immigrants from other countries cannot come to America and take over jobs where Americans are left behind. It's not fair to the Americans who have already been here. We shouldn't have to fight for jobs that other people from other countries come here expecting to get. They're not entitled just because they have the word immigrant above their head. Anyways, this is just my 2 cents. And for the most part, immigration advocacy groups condemn merit-based immigration policy as flawed. A point system focuses solely on economic benefits high-skilled immigrants could provide and therefore fosters age and gender discrimination, the American Immigration Council has said. Housewives who contribute to the economy would be disqualified, the council argues. And in fact, they say, quote, immigrant women who perform their work in the domestic sphere help sustain the current workforce, raise the future workforce, care for the elderly and sick, and play a critical role in household well-being, unquote, the council said. Their contributions to the economy are, therefore, not only immediate, but will also be felt in the future. Well, let's just state for the record that that was the case with black women. In our history, especially back during the times of struggling, black people struggling, not that we're not struggling today, but back in the day, coming up, there were a lot of black women in white households, as a matter of fact, raising white kids. And as you see, what turned out is white Americans ended up faring very well in society, which only indicates that black women on the whole are very good teachers and role models. That's why they were used so often by white families. With that, I'm going to end this video off. This is Dice Jones, your host at Alt News Talk Radio. Don't forget to subscribe.